What if I told you that behind every major political decision, every war initiated, and every economic crisis, there's an invisible hand that belongs to neither any politician nor any billionaire, but to beings that have walked among us for centuries? What if the Vatican, the spiritual center of more than 1 billion people, was actually the headquarters of a vampiric conspiracy that has shaped the destiny of humanity since medieval times? Welcome to Ark of Mysteries, where we unveil the hidden truths behind the legends. If you love exploring the dark secrets of history, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any disturbing revelations. Rome, 15th of March, 2023. In the deepest archives of the Vatican, a document is accidentally discovered during a routine cataloging. The parchment, sealed with red wax and dated 1484, bears the seal of the Holy Inquisition. But this is no ordinary document about heresy or witchcraft. It is a political treaty detailing how the children of Cain, pure-blood vampires, infiltrated European courts during the Renaissance. The document reveals names: the Medici family, the House of Borgia, the Rothschilds, but not as we know them from official history. Here, they are described as custodians of the bloodthirst, vampires who abandoned Gothic castles to build financial and political empires. Even more disturbing, the document doesn't speak of them in the past. It speaks in the present, and it mentions a Crimson Protocol, a millennia-old plan to establish a global vampire government using the Vatican as its command center. To understand how vampires control governments through the Vatican, we need to map the structure. At the top of the hierarchy is the Council of the Seven Bloods, ancestral vampires representing the 7 largest European bloodlines. They haven't met physically for centuries. Instead, they operate through a network of dark cardinals, vampirized clergymen occupying strategic positions within the church. These dark cardinals do not answer to the Pope. In fact, according to the documents, since 1958, every pope has been chosen by them. The process is simple. They identify promising candidates and slowly vampirize them through special communions until they become fully aware puppets. But the Vatican is only the head of the Hydra. Its tentacles extend through 3 main arms. The Vatican Bank has laundered vampire money for centuries. Every major financial crisis, from 1929 to 2008, was orchestrated to consolidate power into the hands of vampire-controlled banks. Through organizations like Opus Dei, vampires place their agents in key positions within world governments: presidents, prime ministers, generals. Many are advised by spiritual consultants who never appear during the day. The network of Catholic confessionals is the largest espionage system in the world. Vampires collect secrets through compromised priests, creating dossiers that can bring down any world leader. Let's look at the facts. Cases that, analyzed from this perspective, make frightening sense. Declassified CIA documents mention that Kennedy planned to expose a global-scale religious conspiracy weeks before his assassination. His last official meeting was with the Apostolic Nuncio, the Vatican ambassador to the United States. Lee Harvey Oswald was seen entering the Dallas Cathedral 3 days before the assassination. Witnesses reported that he left different, paler, with glazed eyes. Vampires don't create other vampires, they create fanatics. Why did an atheist regime collapse shortly after a papal visit? Pope John Paul II wasn't just in Moscow for diplomacy. He was delivering an ultimatum: join the new order or be destroyed. Mikhail Gorbachev reported in his memoirs that he had strange dreams after meeting the Pope. Dreams where pale men in red robes showed him the future of Russia. Interesting how those dreams became public policies, isn't it? Why did both Trump and Hillary Clinton visit the Vatican during their campaign? Both had private audiences that lasted exactly 33 minutes. A sacred number for vampires, according to medieval documents. Official photos show something disturbing. Neither of them casts a clear shadow in the photographs with Vatican authorities. Lighting effect or something more sinister. But what is the ultimate goal? What the documents call the Crimson Protocol is a three-phase plan to establish a global vampiric theocracy. Vampires infiltrate monarchies and establish hybrid bloodlines. European royal families develop hereditary diseases that are, in fact, diluted vampiric traits. With the advent of technology, vampires shift power from monarchies to corporations and banks. The Vatican becomes a center for money laundering and political influence. World wars are orchestrated to consolidate power. The digital age allows unprecedented control. Vampires no longer need physical contact to influence. Through algorithms programmed by Vatican subsidiaries, they manipulate elections, crash markets, and even control what trending topics reach your social networks. The final goal? A global population of 500 million people, a number considered ideal for efficient herding. The rest would be eliminated through controlled pandemics, regional wars, and economic collapse. And who would be in command? An eternal pope, the oldest vampire of the Cain lineage, ruling from the New Jerusalem, built upon the ruins of Rome. You may think this is fantasy, but observe the signs around you. Why is the Vatican Bank the only bank in the world that has never been externally audited? Why do major financial crashes always benefit the same institutions connected to the Vatican? Why do cryptocurrencies linked to Catholic organizations always rise during crises? And the most disturbing, why does everyone who tries to expose these connections suffer unexplained accidents or suicides? But not all is lost. There is a resistance. Groups like the Knights of the Dawn, dissidents within the church itself, work to expose the truth. They believe true Christianity was hijacked by vampiric forces in the 4th century when Constantine legalized Christianity. These modern knights use ancient methods: true holy water distilled during solar eclipses, consecrated silver, and mainly public exposure. Vampires hate light, not just solar, but also the light of truth. Some theorize that the recent transparency of Pope Francis is actually a sign that the resistance is gaining strength. Every scandal exposed, every file released, every admission of guilt is a victory against the Council of the Seven Bloods. But the war is far from over. And now that you know the truth, you have a choice. Ignore it and remain part of the herd. Or open your eyes and see how many around you have already been touched by the curse. The truth about vampiric control through the Vatican is not just a conspiracy theory. It is an operational system that has worked for centuries, hidden in plain sight. They don't need castles or bats. They have banks, media, and governments. They don't bite necks. They sign laws that drain your freedom, drop by drop. And the scariest part? You've probably already been influenced by them today. every political decision that makes no sense, every crisis that benefits the same few, every leader who changes their stance after a spiritual consultation. The question isn't whether vampires control the world through the Vatican. The question is, now that you know, what will you do with this information? If this video opened your eyes to hidden truths, leave your like, share it with those who need to know, and subscribe to Ark of Mysteries. Because sometimes, the scariest legends are the ones that never stopped being real. And remember, stay alert for the signs. They are everywhere, waiting for you to see them.